This shirt is for the Reddit Secret Santa gift exchange for April. It's the t-shirt gift exchange. As always, it's been soaked in soda ash for 20 minutes at least, and it's a 100% cotton t-shirt. Since this is being ice dyed, I'm flipping it inside out. And I need to find the center line. So I'm going to come under the arms here. Just make sure that's all straight, or as much as possible. For the most part, for the top, I use the tag as a guide on where the center line should be. And then for the bottom, I make sure that I come under the arms and get that seam. And use that to make sure the rest of the shirt is straight. And then simply pull it down, crease it, and I have my center. So I'll go ahead and flip this. I'll take my two center lines, go this direction first, pull the arms through, or pull the arm through the other arm, shake it a couple of times, make sure it's flat, and then I can go back to this center line, take this, flip it the opposite direction, grab the end of this and the tag, fold the tag in half, and line that up. And you have the shirt folded in half. Then touch up the arm if it needs to be. Okay, so for this, I think I'm going to come from the top, about like this. Maybe dip a little lower. Okay. And then I'm going to mark a couple of places. And I come down, that's about 2 inches. And I think I'm going to come to the same point, same starting point. There. Then maybe a third. I don't know if I'm going to use it until I start folding, just to see what it does. Okay, so we'll go with that. We're going with 3 different pinks, I believe. So have 1, 2, 3, and then probably reverse them for the back. I'm not really sure yet. I'll decide when I get there. Or I might use some red to actually pull the to make the pink appear brighter. Right, and then this is a different pattern. So, black sinew, and let's see which direction is easier to start. Probably from this side. I'll make sure that's still on the half. Now I'm actually following this middle part right here, since that's the closest thing to what I was shooting for as far as the slope. Okay, I'll go ahead and take the sinew, There it goes. A couple more. Okay, now these, you've already got the accordions for the most part, so I think I'll cheat and use the existing accordions and just touch up the placement. That does go to the same spot, which may or may not work. Probably won't because of how this is laid out, but I'll see what I can do. So I'll go ahead and pull this and go up as close to that point as I can. And then go ahead and pull that tight. And get a couple more. So you can see from the back it slipped down a little. Okay. Then we have the third one. These are beginning to get a little large for what I was looking for the accordion. So I'm going to touch that up. Sorry about that. And let's see if we can't refold this. I don't think that's going to work. Not because I can't fold it, but because it would actually look weird. So let's just go ahead and line it up. I will take this part and fold it up just to half that thickness. And it's probably about as close as it's going to get without fighting with it for an extended time. Let's go ahead and pull that through. Tighten that. And put a couple of extras. Alrighty. Go ahead and cut that. Okay, for the bottom half and pretty much everything else, including the shoulders, I'm going to pull that so that that accordion still exists. Then I'm going to scrunch that up and then squish the accordion so that the accordion still exists. It's just part of a scrunch now. Now the arm over here doesn't really have an accordion in it. I'm going to place a bit of the accordion here and then squish that up as well. Alright, let's pull some rubber bands. Let's just get a quick one on here just to try to pull that together a little bit. That one's a little too tight for this. Alright. Needs to be separated right there. No, I'm not dying. I just didn't expect to have to pull that hard. I'm going to do that. Actually slip this back over some of it just to keep it tight. Okay. Let's see what else I have. Get that. Okay. Let's see, right here. It's pretty good. Let's see if I can get one more on this. And that's too tight. One more across that. Okay, so we've got the bottom. The top, I'm going to, I believe, have the same. So the accordion is mostly intact. And I'm going to squish that down. Alright, so let's look that over. I think one more across there. There's one. Let's see if I can get this lined up this one time. There we go. Okay, so we have the top of the shirt working its way down to this. I'm going to take a look at the back. Everything looks okay. Alright, so off to dye. Alright, so we're going with coral pink, hot pink, and fuchsia. As you saw, I made some little changes. I did coral pink across the top, hot pink across the two middle parts, and beginning into the bottom, and then fuchsia for the entire bottom. I also added a little coral pink on the second section to help those blend together. I think overall this will end up working better than what I had in mind. Okay, I'm going to add a little soda ash over the top of this, and that's because normally if I do this method it's going to be with thickened dye, and since you can't thicken a powder, I've got to make sure that it bonds when it hits the fabric before we go on to the second step. So I'm adding soda ash to the top, and then I may actually spray it down with a soda ash solution once the ice melts as well. Alright, so I'll let this sit until the ice melts, take a look, and then decide if we need to do something on the back side or if we're just going to go on to the next step. Alright, the ice is mostly melted through, so let's go ahead and flip it. I really just need to hold this side. I'm only adding dye on the top half and then ice, and then we'll go on to the next step. So I think I'm going to do hot pink over the coral. And not completely saturating it like I normally do. And then fuchsia over the rest. Alright, I'll let that melt, and then we'll go to the next step. The ice is completely melted on this side, so I'm going to switch over to a bowl for the rest of this. This is just regular Better Black. Go ahead and pour this into the bowl. There's not much left. I don't even know why I stopped pouring, because it's probably going to take all of it. Okay, so I am going to take this, and let it sit just like that. It shouldn't drop any lower. I hope not anyway. And there, it's all in the view. So this shouldn't drop any lower, and I'm hoping it doesn't absorb too much on the top. I'll probably go ahead and spray on some soda ash solution just to try and make sure it doesn't. But I'll let this sit, how late am I? About 12 to 18 hours, and then we'll come back for the washout. Alright, it's been about 18 hours since the last step, so let's do the washout. Alright, let's take a look before I wash it out completely.